Well, hello, folks. Fat Guy Flies RC. Well, hello, FPV Builds and Tech, or Builds RC up in West Babylon, New York. Hey, Anthony. Anthony sent me out this. This is actually the Spitfire here, and asked me to do a review on it. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get it unboxed and see what's in the box. This is the DYNAM Spitfire. Okay. And you always tell it comes from Anthony FPV Builds because of that yellow tape. Because he owns all of the DYNAM products that he buys them all, and then he owns them. Then he goes and he opens them up and he makes sure everything is perfect and the way it's supposed to be inside the box. And that's how you know it's been inspected by not just DYNAM but also Anthony. And see, he'll go through and make sure everything's wrapped and everything's nice and secure. And he'll make sure these foam pieces are nice and secure, and that this isn't going to rock around. Because if you have a problem, he's going to take care of you. So he's just trying to prevent that. And he's trying to make sure that you've got everything you're supposed to get. Okay. He'll open each one of these little boxes and just make sure that everything is on the up and up. And that's the kind of personal service you get from FPV Builds, or Builds RC. Alright, inside here is the canopy with a pilot and the Y leads you'll need. 4-bladed prop, which is a 10 by 5. Nope, 10.5 by 8. Okay. Of course, all your bits of glue and goodies. You got your 2 things of glue, tail wheel, spinner, all your metal stuff that you're going to need, all your little bits and bobs. Your bits and your bobs, your bits and your bobs. Okay. Of course, here is the fuselage. Now, I'd be willing to bet that he went through and he because usually the DYNAM stuff just comes in plain plastic. I'll be willing to bet he wrapped that in that bubble wrap. So, like I say, because this is the sort of thing he does. He wants to make sure that his customers are not just the one. See, yeah, see, he wrapped that because there's the plastic that the DYNAM plane would normally be wrapped in. See, because he doesn't want customers for the short sale. He wants customers for the continued business. I mean, you could offer something at a great price, and people get it, and they're not happy with it. Well, you've already made the sale. You got your business. But if you want that person to keep coming back, you're going to do little things like this, and that's a big deal. Okay. Now, see, here's the way your DYNAM would have wrapped it, just in the plastic. All right. Now this is a 3S only bird. I don't know, I'll have to look at the ESC. I might be able to run 4S in it, but I don't think so. XT60 connector. Okay. It's got the, if I can get the ESC turned over to where I can read it. Skylord. Well, shoot. Can't get enough bite on there. But look at that big scoop. That big scoop right there. See, look at all that air goes in there. Yeah, I can't clear it enough to read it. But I think it's a 40 amp ESC. But the instructions clearly say 3S. So I'm only going to run her on the 3S. But look at got the channel that you put the battery down in there. A little bit of Velcro. Okay. Got your 2 servos there to run your tail wheel and your rudder and elevator. Okay. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay. All right. Now, hopefully we got more than just that. I'm hoping for some wings, maybe. That'd be nice. Yeah, these kind of pieces of foam, when you hang on to them. Because like when you put these planes and stuff in the corner, this is a great to put the nose of the plane on this. This is this hard, I guess it's EPO foam, but it's just great for things like that. So hang on to things like that. Then underneath this box is the, I need to get a sharper blade there. Underneath this box is the decals, very bright. Now, these are just typical decals, sticky decals. Nothing fancy, but very bright and vibrant. So that's nice. Typical DYNAM, one-page instructions, but shows you a 3S 2200 with at least a 20C, 40 amp ESC is what it's got. And the disclaimer on the ESC and the normal DYNAM instructions. And DYNAM will hopefully be updating their instructions to something a little bit better, but they do give you the basics. I mean, they give you the CG and the suggested throws and on everything. So they give you the basics of what you need, and a nice diagram of where to put the decals. So that's nice and helpful. Okay, take this box out of here, this out of here, nothing here, nothing there, nothing anywhere. Put that off to the side. Let's take a look at our wingy dingies. Wingy dingies. Wingy dingies. I think I'm having a little too much fun saying wingy dingies. All right. Again, he has been in this box and he has wrapped everything in bubble wrap on top of the regular. See, that's the bubble wrap that he's added, and then there is what DYNAM does. So, see, that's what I'm saying. That's the little personal touches like that. This is why I love dealing with Anthony and dealing with FPV Builds RC. That's why I like dealing with him, because personal things like that. Not ball links, adjustable links, but everything's already hooked up. The only thing I got to hook up is the elevator and rudder. Scoop is not functional, but it is decorative. Everything. Now, typical DYNAM. Now, there are no flights on this one, but the foam is beautiful, but it's very, very, for lack of a better term, dry. Okay? So, I will put a clear coat on that, and that will help seal this foam. Very light plane. We're going to put those guns in there. Very, very light plane, so it's going to be very easy on the battery. Okay. Set that off to the side. All right, open this up. Got all this excess bubble wrap I can use for something else. Thank you, Anthony. All right. Just slice it open, man. Just slice it open. Whoa! Nice elevator. Remember, anytime you got these hinges like this, make sure you work the hinges. The elevators are already, tiller arms already glued in there. Okay. Very nice. This is going to be a very good looking plane. Very good looking plane. Foam hinge, but that's okay. We'll put a little reinforcement, Blenderm tape, or hold the foam. Probably put this right here, hold the foam treatment. And what I do is I just put a real thin bead right down the seam, just a very thin bead, and then work that in, and that will dry into a very flexible, strong hinge. Basically, it's like a flexible laminate. Anytime you have just a pinch hinge like this is, I highly suggest doing it, but don't get too much. If you get too much, you'll do just the opposite, and you'll break the hinge. So you don't want to do that. You want just a thin line. Wing spar. Okay. Again, his bubble wrap to reinforce each. You don't get that with DYNAM. Okay. Now DYNAM does a good job packing their stuff, but Anthony takes that extra at FPV Builds RC. He takes that extra step. And let me tell you something. If you have any problems, especially with your DYNAM planes, especially with the DYNAM planes from him, you have any issues, take some pictures of the problem. If you can, take a really short little video of the problem, and then send him an email and say, hey, here's what I've got going on. And as long as it's a genuine defect, he's going to definitely help you out. Now, if it's something you did, well, that's your fault. But, you know, I mean, that's only reasonable. But if it's got a genuine problem, I guarantee you Anthony's going to help you out and work with you in some way, shape, or form. It's just a very nice, it's going to be a very simple plane. 4 bolts to hold the wing in. We're going to be bolting in the fuse or the tail feathers. Bolt there, bolt there. That's going to slide in the very. This right here will slide right in the back in that slot there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alrighty. The longest part actually of the DYNAM build is you've got to physically attach your control rods. You got to put the screws through there, and that's just a little bit time consuming, you know, right there. But that's no big deal. Alrighty. Okay, well, we're going to break there. That's the basic unbox, okay, of the DYNAM Spitfire. Okay, we're going to take a little break. Oh, got the camera. I got a new camera angle arm I'm using. So let me angle that up just a touch. Okay, my super junky man cave. I got a lot of projects going right now. But all right, that's the unboxing. Okay, we'll take a little break. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assemble the plane, and we'll come back and do a post-build overview that we'll attach to the unboxing. If there's anything, I'm angled down here. We're not real spit and polish here. Okay, if there's anything I ran into or anything you need to know about, I'll let you know. But we'll put that in. So we'll be right back with a post-build overview. Stay right there. God bless you. Be right back. Well, hello. This is Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we're following up on the unbox, and this is going to be the unbox and the this will be the post-build, post-assembly of the DYNAM Spitfire. Alrighty, hold on just a moment. I wanted to adjust the camera angle so you could see the plane a little bit better, and I didn't have my head cut off. All right, now the only thing I've modded is I put the little antenna mod that I like to do. That's just a piece of zip tie through there in order to pick up on that. Okay, and I've given her a clear coat. Now that's the only thing I've modded to the plane. Now, things you're going to need to look out for in the build. All right, I had to take the prop on and off 3 different times in order to get the prop adapter to line up right, because I had a lot of wiggle in the shaft. And once I took on and kind of realigned it a little bit and tightened it back down, it was fine. I'm not having any vibration in the prop at all. And I found that the ESC and the prop's balanced, and the ESC was perfectly calibrated. All right. The other thing is, make sure when you're putting the tail in, you got you're gonna have these really thin, long screws. 4 screws go here and here, and then 2 hold in your entire tail assembly. The rudder and the elevator get sandwiched together. Go ahead and turn your model upside down in a plane stand, drop them in, and then you'll see them hang down. You may have to wiggle them a little bit to get them to drop all the way in, but once they drop all the way in, then you can line those 2 pieces up and anchor it down, no problem. Okay. CG on the plane is 80 to 85 millimeters back from the leading edge root, which is, there's a panel line right here, so put your finger just beyond that panel line, and she'll CG just fine right there. You want her to be just, you know, ever so slightly nose headed for a Warbird. Okay. The retracts. This one hangs up every so often. There you go. So no problem there. Just be careful. Make sure when you put your spar in that you feed it all the way in on both sides, squeezing your wings together, and then set down in its saddle. Okay, you'll get 3 long Y leads, 1 for the gear, 1 for the elevator or ailerons, and 1 for your flaps. You'll just fish them through, and of course you plug them into the receiver of choice. I'm using a Lemon RX Gen 2 with stabilizer. Okay, so that way I've got wind mitigation. And the throws, as far as my rates and everything, I'm going with low rate of 70 on ailerons, and mid rate of 85 on elevator, and then a high rate of 100. Okay, with 30% expo all the way around. On the rudder, however, I've got 1 rate, which will be 100% with 40% expo, and that's right there. Okay. The other thing you're going to want to look out for is whenever you put in your tail wheel, make sure when you get ready to drop that in, make sure you undo the lead there, that right there, where that adjustment. That way you can fish your wheel in, and then you can tighten it down, and then tighten it down here once it's aligned with the rudder. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I mean, two bolts hold the wing in, 2 bolts hold in the tail assembly. You do have to screw in, actually push in your rudder control arm and your elevator. Here, where you see it, elevator control arm, and they just have like little fish barb type poles, and they just push right in. Then you want to glue them in place. Follow the pattern as far as the decals on the graph that's showing. They'll tell you where to put all the decals, and I've pretty much got it right. If all else fails, just find you a picture online, but that's what I did. I just found a picture online, and between the picture online and the instructions, I got them spot on. Now, once these retracts heat up a little bit, they'll start working. You just have to keep working them back and forth. See? But I might put a new controller or something in that. See, once they heat up, they work fine. There you go. Alrighty, just whenever you, it's like, you know, this isn't an E-Flight or an FMS plane. You're going to want to cycle your gear like they tell you. You know, we get so spoiled by some of the newer stuff. This is an older plane. Okay, you're going to want to cycle your gear several times to get them heated up, get them working. Okay. If you're just going to have to do that. There again, this plane is about $150 cheaper than what you're going to find on other manufacturers. Now, like I say, there are 2 bolts hold the spinner cap in, You got your prop adapter. Make sure you got it lined. You may have to take it on, take it off, and put it back on a couple of times. The guns just glue in. This antenna just glues in. They give you glue to do that with. Yeah. There you go. Like I say, just work your gear, get it heated up, and they'll be just fine. But that is one good looking model. I cannot wait to fly it. Now it's early Monday morning, the 24th here of March. Probably won't be able to fly this until maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But I'll get you a maiden. But my maiden may be just me and the hat cam because Mama's going to have to work. So either ways. Oh, and she runs on 3S only. Yeah, 3S only. You need to take your 2200, 2700 or whatever, which I got a 2700 here, shove it all the way forward. I mean all the way forward. And you don't have to put any Velcro because the end of that battery hatch holds that in there like a dam and it ain't going to slide around. All right. Well, there you go. And Anthony, thank you so much for the plane. I can't wait to get you a maiden. And that is the DYNAM Spitfire version 3. God bless y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends. And then Warbirds. Bye, y'all. God is good. Bye-bye.